Hello, guys. It's Monica here. It's been a while. I've been quite busy at the studio. That's why I disappeared from the internet. But I've been receiving a lot of requests about pleats and how to handle them inside Style or Clo 3D. And since we know there are so many different ways of doing the same thing inside the software, I decided to record this lesson to let you know how I usually work with them. And I consider this method like the most precise of them all. So I'm going to use a pant from the Style 3D library. And it's just a regular pant. And I'm going to show you how to do this pant from this video. So it's super challenging. It seems much easier to do that on paper, but let's see how it works inside a 3D software. Okay, shall we? All right, so looking from the video, we don't have measurements at all. So I just grabbed the pen from Styles 3D library and I'm going to start drawing those lines using the pen tool. I'm doing one at the knee height approximately. Okay, and there's another one in the center. So to find the center, I'm using the waist region measurement and I'm gonna right click and select the tool split and then uniform split to find the middle and click OK. And then using the pen tool, I'm gonna draw a line all the way down and we have two more lines to go. So I'll do the next one that goes from the central line all the way down. And then there is another one that goes over the central line. Yes. So let me draw first this one that goes from the central line using the pen tool. And then to draw that other line, since we don't have measurements, I'll use the split tool just to find the middle of it. So I'm using the edit pattern tool. I'll hover the mouse over the edge and right click to find the middle of this edge. Yeah, right click, split, uniform split. Okay. And I can use this point as reference to go all the way down with my line. Now that I'm done doing the first lines, I need to make a copy of one of those fronts and keep this one as a template because inside Style 3D, when we are working with pleats, sadly, the system automatically deletes all of those lines, even if I convert it to baseline, or even if I just use that tool that registers those pattern changes that we make. So that is called clone as reference line. Every change that we do there, the system is gonna keep that, you see, as a line, so we can see all the changes. But with the pleat tool, like, it deletes everything. So I'm just keeping it for the record. And I'm gonna get this side. It's more like the video. It's gonna be easier to follow the video steps, right? I'm gonna right now increase the particle distance to make it easier to manipulate the fabric and start opening my pleats. So I'm gonna grab the pleat tool and select this first line and go all the way down. So I'm using the knife pleat tool, and right here on width I'm gonna type 4 because I cannot put a higher number. I don't know why, but I can edit that opening later. Okay, and it's gonna be 4 on start and 0 on end because I don't want my bottom to be opened as well. And I'll click OK. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, so can you see we lost all the information? And the central area, it's like the most important to me. So I could just check the distance from my template, but I could do something better, like create a mark on the bottom hem of this pant. So I can draw a line all the way up because the bottom didn't change. So I'll do Ctrl Z and create a point at the bottom, using the deformer mark that I've done. So I'll click over the internal line, select extend trim and add point to outline. So the point won't be gone when I use the pleat tool. So I'll do the pleat tool again for that internal line. Let's select the pleat tool again and do that pleat and select 4. It's all good. And we have a bug here. So let's try again because we didn't have that the last time. Let's try again all the way down, and it worked. So now I need to do the central pleat. Oh yes, and also we can increase the width of this pleat. So I could just go here on the right and increase it. And probably it's because I have that dot over there at the top that I cannot open it more. So I'll convert it to curve point. Yeah, it's not working. I'll convert it to curve point and it's probably gonna work now. Let's try again and type 8, and there you go. We have a bigger pleat, and now I can go start doing the central pleat going all the way up. Oh, and it's important for you to know that using the pleat tool right now, it won't work because I already have a pleat and the program won't understand and won't work with doing one over the other. So the fullness tool is going to work perfect right now. And I'll spread this one and do the other one on the other side. So I could just randomly go all the way up, but I'd rather to draw an internal line just to guide me and make it straighter. Now I can use the fullness tool going down, up, and sliding to the side. Right click and type the width you want. I'm typing 8 centimeters. This is just gonna work. And this is so nice because we have a side of that pleat slided to the side. And at this moment, it's very important that you be careful with the sewing, okay? Because you can see there is a mistake there because it kind of elongated this sewing area. So we're gonna need to delete it and do it again. And I'm using the free sewing tool and starting with the small area. And right now I have to split the sewing because if the pleat is splitted, I have to split the sewing as well. And do you remember that we slided the central area to the side? So I'm using this baseline as reference to do the other pleat, okay? And I could just start doing from that point, going all the way down. As you can see in our template, it's going from the middle and all the way down to that knee line that we draw, and select and use the same measurements, okay? Just click OK, and there you go. We have our other pleat, and you can just click over it and increase the width a bit more. Oh, this time it might be that dot over there. We're just gonna convert it to curve point, and it's probably gonna work. Click over it and convert to curve point, and we can click over the pleat and make it bigger. You see I typed like 6. I think 6 is okay. And now we're gonna fix this internal pleat line. I'm gonna convert this baseline to internal line using the trace tool, and I'm gonna find the middle of the pleat because it's gonna be the area we're gonna fold. So using the add point tool, it automatically finds the middle, and I add a point here and use the pen tool to draw a line all the way down, and we're good. So before I jump into the next step, I have to check the sewings if they are good. I think we're missing this central, yeah, we're missing to sew this central pleat, and everything else seems okay. So now I'm gonna arrange my pattern in the 3D area and help the software to fold it, because if I just simulate it without the correct fold, it's gonna be a total mess. So I've just reset 3D arrangement. I'm gonna bring it up And using the fold arrangement tool, I'm gonna click on start with the central pleat like in the video. She starts with the central one. I'm gonna fold it to close the pleat, and then I'm gonna open to fold the next pleat and open it. So you're gonna click on those internal lines to close and open, and using the gizmo to rotate, okay? And this internal area is the first because I remember from our reference image is the outside pleat that's gonna cover all of the other pleats. So I'm going for the next one, closing, and remember to arrange in a way that the top pleat is gonna be in front of all of the others, just like this one. And we're good. Now I can sew it into my waistband, and I'm gonna delete those front patterns. I don't need them anymore. I'm gonna grab my pattern in the 3D area and drag in front of the model, the mannequin. Position it better because we're gonna help the program to simulate it. So, oops, Control Z. I'm gonna arrange my 2D area. I'm very cautious with this. It always needs to be neat and organized. Other pattern that is symmetric, it's somewhere in the 3D area, so I'll find it scrolling out of the scene and right click and select apply symmetric meshes. It's gonna position exactly the way the other pattern is, and this helps a lot. And this is a tool I really love. So I'm gonna check now the sewing because I need to sew this front part to the waistband, and I'm starting with the first pleat that goes over them all and select using free sewing. Okay guys, so I'm using this measurement as reference, so I'll go all the way to that blue dot, and we have a small area left, so select the small area and do the same with the other side. And at this moment I'll start sewing all the other parts like the front and the side of the pants with the back, all with free sewing tool, in the inner crotch area as well. I think we're good. Maybe I'll just bring it closer a bit more using the gizmo. So I'll just rotate a bit, drag closer, and rotate a bit to the side. Oops. I guess it's my camera angle. It's not working. Let me move to the front, and now I can rotate better. And apply symmetric meshes to the other side. It's gonna copy it, and we're good. Now right click over it and apply strengthen, because we're gonna help the program to simulate it. Increase the value to something around 80 and activate simulation. There you go, and it's perfect. We have all the pleats perfect, but the waistband it's completely damaged, so it would be good to apply strengthening and increase the value so we could simulate again and have a nicer waistband. And now I can deactivate strengthening, Control H, it's a shortcut, and simulate. And we have a very nice pleat, but you can see it's like ruffled on the fold. So we can solve that with the realistic fold tool. I love this tool from Style 3D because it doesn't look like totally pressed. We have a slightly round edge, and we can make it even more rounded, increasing the value, because when we're using fold rendering it's too flat. With realistic fold we can get a nicer curved area, so I'll increase to 5. You could increase even more. And let's do with the central pleat, same thing, realistic fold with 5, and the side pleat, realistic fold. And there you go, we have a beautiful pleated pant, and it's not that hard as you thought, right? So you can see that with the pleat too, we can have a more precise pleated area, and also we can keep those nice corners that we need when sewing, and you're gonna fold over and have that perfect fit that we need for pleats. So this is how I usually work with pleats, and I hope you like this tutorial. And let me know in the comments what you need to learn, and maybe we'll record a tutorial for you. I hope you enjoyed this. And here it's a glimpse of the rendered pants. It's super pretty. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.